Good morning, Level Up Circle TV. Amazing, amazing followers, friends, family. How are you guys doing? Happy Thursday. Susanna and I were super pumped. We were actually listening to Demi Lovato's Confident. We were talking about Sia's Unstoppable. Yes, we are the boss. We are the boss of ourselves, not a boss of anybody else but ourselves. To be honest with you, you need to manage your own bossness. It's not even a word. Okay, it is for today. Anyhow, welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. The topic for today is the importance of bouncing back. And this is more of a lesson learned that we have learned in the past 6 to 8 months, really, with Susanna and I, with different people, with different communities, with just life in general. And I think it's important to talk because it's now affecting communities everywhere, and I've seen people affected by it. So we're going to talk about it. It's not a taboo. It's something that people gossip about. But why not talk in the biggest platform ever? Why not in YouTube, right? But first, let me tell you this. The importance of bouncing back lies in the resilience it builds and the growth it fosters, right? Our life is full of setbacks, failures, and challenges, and our ability to recover from these difficult moments shapes our path forward, right? My sister Susanna talks about her favorite quote about bouncing back. True, bouncing back is not just about returning to where we were before a setback, but also about learning from the experience, adapting, and often coming back stronger. Resilience helps us maintain our mental and emotional well being during tough times, ensuring that we don't get stuck in a cycle of negativity. The more you talk about negative things, the more you feel down, the more your ego gets hurt, the more you're down, the more people tell you about what other people talk to you about, the more you get down. Stop. Stop. What you're doing is not about you, it's for other people. What your lessons learned is for you to learn so that you could share with others. Think about being a parent. You tell your kids, don't do this and don't do that and don't do this and that for the sake of repeating yourself 100 times? No, because you want them to learn your own lesson when you were a child, when you were growing up as a young adult, of the mistakes that you've made, in high hopes that your kids will not follow your footstep of that same mistake. But we bleed that through our communities. What we learn as business owners, as people, as friends, as frenemies, as followers, whatever, we share it with our community. Some of us are paid well to share it in our community. To build that mindset strong enough, it's like a fortress. No one comes in unless you let them in. Do not give the key to people to your brain and your heart nilly willy. Resilience helps us maintain our mental and emotional well being, right? During those tough times, ensuring that we don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in that cycle of negativity. It also instills a sense of confidence, knowing that we have the capacity to overcome obstacles. Moreover, the process of bouncing back teaches us valuable lessons if you pay attention. Don't repeat. Don't be like Pete and repeat, right? Making us wiser and more equipped to handle future challenges. Now, in a broader sense, bouncing back contributes to personal growth. Because why? Because it pushes us out of our comfort zones. When you're living in a comfort zone, you're not growing, you're dying slowly, literally walking dead, and encourages innovation and creativity in finding solutions. When you come up with a problem, you better come up with a solution. You are equipped to find that solution. But we are in this society, okay, we are constantly bombarded with, I can provide solutions for you. So we're conditioned to think that our problem has to be solved by somebody else. That's why we're so unhappy, because we're trying to find solutions that we already have within us. It also enhances our problem solving skills and our ability to manage stress, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and balanced life. But is there really such a thing as balanced life? Do you work 50% and 50% with your family? You don't sleep at all? I call that harmony. Harmonize so you don't feel guilty that you're spending 20 hours at work and 1 hour, if that 30 minutes with your family and 3 hours of sleep. Harmony is what you need. Okay? By embracing the importance of bouncing back, we empower ourselves to face life's unpredictabilities with courage and optimism, transforming our challenges into opportunities for self improvement and success. And guess what? Success is also defined in so many ways. So, today, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family of Level Up Circle TV, Susanna and I are going to talk about the importance of bouncing back. But first, this amazing book comes out this Friday. It's coming out this Friday, guys. It's on Amazon. I'm gonna provide this for you guys on Friday. I will give you the link. I will put it both on my business account in business page in LinkedIn, and the cost, the payment that we I get from Amazon will basically go to autism nonprofit organization, because I'm doing it in memory of Jess. I'm hoping I can get a certificate of something with Jess's name on it. I don't know, but I want to honor her, and I want to make sure that it goes to the place that she belonged, that she wanted to help so many people, right? So, in honor of Jess, I'm creating this journal. And look, OMG. So, the owner of Candyland, he's actually on TikTok. We talked yesterday. Um, See that what he's holding? That is the magazine, bros and sisters. I told him, "Hey, here's your physical magazine. I'm delivering it to you." He was so excited yesterday. We're going to talk about more stuff because I'm also doing local publicity and press releases, and hoping that I can press release for him later on when he opens Candyland everywhere in United States. So I cannot wait. Look at us, our goofy selves. I'm like, "Hey," trying to be cute and all. Yeah, okay. But Bella and I watched a movie yesterday, pretty late at night after Candyland, because he's next to the movie theater. But he is an amazing gentleman and business owner and a fellow brother. So shout out to Jason Lim. He will be on our TV show next Thursday. Okay, just FYI. Look at that. Aren't we fun? We are fun. We are, definitely. I also want to talk about this ambassadorship. I know Mike is already doing interviews right now, but we are looking for people who are aligned with HOB. You can belong to multiple communities, guys. We're not going to tell you what to do. But if we see that you align with people that we actually kind of stayed away from, you can be neutral all you want, but we're not dealing with that. I'm just saying, we don't want any negative energy in our end at all. So this brother from another mister is the CEO and founder of Hounds Business Community. Reach out to Mike at any time. Just say, "Hey, CJ sent me." Rebel with a cause. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, Jess, it belongs to Rebel with a cause. So that's why we honor her. And we will have our book come out on September 6th. That is the ebook. The physical copy is going to come out September 14th. Remember, that is the plan. Sometimes plans change because I have no control over parts of the technology on Amazon. Yeah, so that is the date that is coming out anyway, but I'm so excited. And look at this beautiful being. My sister from another mister. She's blonde here, but she could change to pink and red and whatever, because she's CJ number 2 right now. I love it. Moving beyond boxes and shine. If you need an information, if you need a speaker, if you need an editor, a ghostwriter, if you need any of that to make an impact and legacy, please contact my sister, Susanna. And if you can't get a hold of her, because I hide her, I hid her somewhere and you can't find her. No, just kidding. I would never do that to her. But she is busy helping our publishing company together with Level Up Academy, and we are doing the book together with Rebel with a Cause. So she's amazing. She completes me. She completes my sentences. That's why we're besties. Anyway, Wouldn't you want to see the real Susanna though instead of the picture? Hi everybody. I'm like, I'm the boss. I'm confident. Yes, yes, yes. I'm putting my armor on today. Repelling those negative juju. Shoo, shoo. Go away, right? So, guess who's coming? Ah! Oh, love it. Hey, I should have worn my pink hair. We would have matched. Dang it.
We would have
Sister,
met. I
I
know.
know. I know. Sister, talk to me. How's your day so far? How's your morning?
It was a short night, so it's been a long. I've been up. I've been awake now longer than I slept.
She's not telling you you should do it. She's telling you
I
she's
know.
running on fumes 3 hours. But look at she beautiful. She gorgeous. Okay, we have a lot to talk about today. Uh,
It's a full plate. That's why we had to start with the music.
yeah, yeah, to keep us positive and engage in our brain in a positive manner, right? Because we need to. Now, before we talk, I forgot to actually show this. Hold on one second. I'm gonna do this in honor of our authors, okay?
Yep.
It's probably a minute. Amazing. Ah, we're
What
on
a
the
great.
writing phase and the editing phase, and I'm loving the conversations. Like, that first initial I can't remember how I felt when I first wrote on an anthology. I can't. I was nervous because I'm from academia, and I wanted to represent my story as well as possible, right? But there was no editing. So I was really left out about that. I felt really bad about that, but it is what it is and it's done. And what we're doing with our anthologies is we take our time to really truly edit in a way that puts every single author in our space to the best of their chapters, but also align with the theme. Um, I've
Yes.
seen we're belong to a lot of anthologies, and they don't really do what we wanted to do, and I'm so glad that we're doing it together, because when we say we do it differently, we do it differently, right? With our thought process. And I love how complimentary that we are. If I haven't told you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being you, sister.
It's right back at you, dear. It's like
You
I
have
can't
no hearts coming.
imagine.
I was like, you have no hearts coming. I'm just kidding.
It never works for me. It's like, you get the hearts, you get the bubbles, you get the fireworks, and I just get
We will
me.
get so Danielle also has that. We will get that to you. I want to talk
But I
about
have bubbles. See, I have
oh
bubbles.
um this let's have a conversation about a couple of weeks ago we gone through a lot of emotional distress
Yep.
um because of our dear sister Jess, and I really am sick to my stomach after talking to Jess's mom about some people writing on her death on LinkedIn and saying they know Jess when they don't.
Hmm.
And she told me like, oh yeah, I know that they don't know her, even though they're opening rooms for her and all this is because of the way they talk about her. It's very blasé. And I said, yeah, I can tell too. Just a smile is so cute. You're just looking at her profile. Like, you know what I mean? Like, please stop. Karma's gonna get you. If you really don't know and you didn't work with Jess, just stop. Just stop. And also don't create rumors that you have no clue if that's really what happened or what it is. Okay.
Oh,
So
exactly.
Jess's mom said, please stop spreading rumors to whatever you think she did. The investigation is still going on. Please stop. Stop talking about her if you've never really dealt with her, right?
Yeah,
Let her mourn her daughter and stop spreading rumors. I'm begging you to stop um, on her behalf, right?
as a
Whether,
parent, as a
yeah,
parent, 'cause we both have girls,
yeah,
and we would be in that same boat. Something if something happened, like, please stop it, because we don't need that.
no, it's already hard enough that she lost. Like I can't literally say, "Oh, I understand how you feel." No, I don't want to understand how she feels because I
Mm-mm.
can't even breathe just thinking about like I have two daughters. I can't even breathe. Like, oh my god, no. Like there's no words. Like my stress level was so high just even thinking about that, and I pray every day that my girls are safe um and talk to me,
Yep.
but just stop. Now, because of that, we went into a little bit of depression, let's be honest. And for me, I know myself that if I get to that level of emotional state, I can't get back and bounce back right away. It would take me months. So it was very hard for me to try to get up because a lot of people are depending on me on projects and things like that, even outside my business, right? And so I had to be strong. And music is my go to, meditation is my go to, breathing is my go to, but most importantly is talking and venting. And let's talk about that, right? Let's talk
Yes.
about
Yes.
your emotional state about that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So with and it's gonna these things affect everybody differently. So once it happens, once something like this happens, there's a whole lot of other factors that can lead to what's really going to ultimately happen. And I've posted about this, and last week and this week, yesterday I think, and there's more today. But when it happened, it also happened to be the same day as my mom's birthday, who would have been 80 that day. And she passed from Alzheimer's 4 years ago, next Tuesday. And I was the last to see her alive. So it hit me. It was the first time that somebody's passing really hit me, was my mom's. And then when this happened, it just opened up some doors that I wasn't expecting to get opened. And so I'm the type that when I have to be in front of people, I can put the mask on, I can look fine, but the minute the cameras are gone, the minute I'm alone again, then it becomes hard. And I actually felt the slide. Depression's an up and down thing, and I literally remember on Tuesday exactly the moment that I started the slide again down into it. Because I just sat here, it's like, oh shit, here it goes. I can feel it. And so I started writing as a way to both get down what was going on and a way um, to put it off a little bit, to try and hold it off and see if maybe it would not be as bad as I feared it would. But, you know, start the slide, it can be really hard. It's hard to walk up a slide, you know?
Yeah, you have to really hang on to those grip. I've tried, okay? When I was a mom with little ones, I would go up the slide because Bella would be like, I want to go. And then in the middle of it, she starts holding on and start crying. I'm like, are you for real right now? And her sister's like, let me push you. She goes, I will bite you if you push. And she does bite when she was little. I will bite you if you push me. So I have to go. She goes, Mommy can take me. And I'm like, she's in the middle of the slide and there's like a line. I'm like, oh, Lord Almighty, help me with this child. And I would go to the Children's Museum in Boston. I would take them to Children's Museum downtown Boston. It was funny because we used to live there, you know? So yeah, it's really hard to bounce back. But I want to also talk about a lot of things, but mainly what we're going through, right? Now,
Right.
my advice really is the first thing is don't hide your feelings. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't feel that. Don't do that.
No,
You're
no.
you're you're arguing with yourself. So acknowledge your feelings. It's the most very important to recognize how you feel, accept your emotions without judgment. Don't pity party yourself. Oh, I shouldn't be feeling depressed. If you are, you are, right? Allow yourself to feel what you're going through because that is the first step to healing yourself is acknowledging it.
Yep.
The second step is reach out for support. So let's talk about reaching out for support, sister.
Yeah, and this is going to actually some of what I'm going to say is going to show up in what I'm posting on LinkedIn today because that reach out for support. You hear people saying all over the place, especially when these kind of things happen. It's like I'm here for you. Call me if you need to talk, if you need anything. But here's the situation. I had a situation a number of years ago where I was in a group of people and that was a thing. It's like there's support. You need something, something goes wrong. We're here for you. Call anytime. And so I am one that's always had difficulties with this. I took that chance because I was headed to the ER for it turned out to be like a 250 over 200 blood pressure. But as I was getting ready to drive, it's like, okay, fine, I will call. And I called. It was 10 o'clock, so I ended up leaving a message. Okay, fine. Went to the ER, got back home. The next day, I never heard from him. The next time I saw him, nobody asked anything. And so when you run into people who are saying, I'm here for you, and you see that what they say and what they do, their words are empty at that point. And when you feel empty words, especially for someone like me that's a bit more introvert and the things that I've gone through in my life, it becomes it really what it does is build a wall. It's like, fine, I'm not going to ask for help because I obviously don't matter. Nobody cares. And then you don't do it again until
Continue.
okay. I just want to make sure because
Yeah, continue.
there's that point when you get a group of sisters. Okay, so this is going to be multiple things again. Is you get into a group and again you're getting that same thing. Everybody's like, we're here for you, we're here for each other, we're gonna do this, and it seems to be safe. And so you start opening up and things start happening and you're saying stuff that when you're talking about the stuff that you're worried about, people, the first thing you think is, when I say this, everybody's going to go away. And no, nobody went away. Um, but I found over time the group, it was having its own issues because I was figuring out really who I could trust and who I couldn't. Again, it's seeing what's going on. So you've got the words and you've got the actions. And when I found the one person who I really, it's not that I knew she had my back. She's like, I got your back. And it started with, you want to go to Podfest with me in Orlando? And the trepidation I had because I had issues about that trip, concerns about it, and all I heard was, I got your back. And so even doing that, going on that trip was the next step of, okay, let's see what happens. And from the moment I met you in the San Diego airport to the moment we got back to the San Diego airport, we were never apart.
Mm-mm.
And that was a piece of that. You got my back because
Don't
and,
forget shopping.
well, I was getting to that. It's like, and the gentle pushing.
Mhm.
It's like, where do you go to network? What do you do when you go
Bathroom.
shopping? And to pull that dress off the rack, and you're like, go try it on.
Yep, put it on.
And the
Hey,
next thing
everybody
you're
said you
like,
look great. You look excellent. I was like, yep, green is her color.
but then we had what happened recently, and again, it's things were coming out for me from my past that it was eating me up by not opening up
Mhm.
and having to have that ability to say, this is what's going on. And in this case, I had two
Mhm.
watching over me because I could talk about it. And for a couple of those nights, actually, Danielle called me late at night and would not hang up until she knew I'd fallen asleep
Yeah,
because I'm the only one of the three of us that's alone.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys
That
have
is
other people around you. And actually, the advantage of when you told us, I was on the phone with her. So that
mhm.
the whole time I did a walk as she was going someplace, we were on the phone together, and I knew you were in a safe spot because you had your family around you.
Yeah, I had to stop everything that day. It was just not good. And then after 2 days, it's like, oh, CJ, another friend died. I'm like,
Yeah, and I'm the one that told you about that.
yeah, and I didn't know. Dr. New actually said, hey, do you know this person? I'm like, why does that? I don't know. Like, can you? I'm bad with names, guys. Okay, I
Because I,
apologize.
I know I did the same thing.
Yeah,
Because I
and then
asked
she
both you
she
and
said that.
Danielle, it's like, who knows? Do you know? And I was really
Yeah,
hoping that you didn't, because I'd
I know.
forgotten.
Dr. New's like, do you know this person? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know. Danielle's like, I don't. I'm like, okay, give me the link as soon. I was like, oh no.
That was
Yeah,
our
because
that
yeah,
was our 3-person group, dear.
it was really bad though that I felt like that in the moment. And here's the thing with consistency. I understand that when you call me, if it's 2 in the morning, guys, I'm not picking up your call. Okay, so don't be thinking bad thoughts at 2 in the morning. CJ is dead asleep. I am not a light sleeper at all. Like there could be
Exactly.
earthquake, house could be burning. I'm like, I would be sleeping, right? The only person, well, she's a person. The only person that can wake me up is my dog, Tyrio. She'll stomp on me. Her 55 pounds is just pounding on me. I was like, ow, my rib hurts. That's when I wake up, right? My husband can even barely wake me up. So Cheerio is the one who really wakes me up when she needs to go to the bathroom at 4 in the morning. She'll wake me up, and I'm a 24/7 type of person. Like most people are morning person or night person. I could be night. I could be morning. It doesn't matter. I'm always chipper and up. But that doesn't mean that I don't also get depressed. And here's what I
Right.
wanted to talk about bouncing back, right? I really wanted to. have a positive space for audio rooms. A lot of audio rooms that I've been to, I want to talk about this because it bothered me. When someone is talking, I don't care if you're a co-host, please stop cutting people up. Like, cut off, cut off. And when you're a guest in an audio room, please don't take 10 million minutes, right? It is for everybody. And there is a time limit. We are there every Sunday. Please, 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 if you want to share your story, cut it up in so many things, but please keep your share at 2 to 3 minutes. What is a repository of stories, a repository of good vibes, a repository of lesson learned. But if you take up that 10 minutes, A, people are already irritated that you're taking too long, but they won't tell you that in your face. I'm going to tell you I'm already irritated as a host on this end because I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to speak. I can't be like everybody else where they could be there an extended 5 hours later. When I say it's an hour and a half, it is an hour and a half because I
Right.
am busy. I want to provide that time. So stop talking too much about you. Again, it's not about you, it is about the community, right? That's why we call it a village. Stop putting this light on you. I do this great. I'm amazing. I'm sure you are. But right now, can we be amazing as a community? Keep your share to 2 to 3 minutes, even in live stream. Hello, unless it's like this, right? That really irritates me when people cut off other people on audio rooms. I'm sorry. Like, you waited a long time. I get it. I totally understand. When you are on that stage, it is all yours. Nobody should actually cut you off. But please be mindful to keep your share 2 to 3 minutes. Time yourself if you want to. Because it's like, okay, you're taking over the show at this point, and there's 10 people that I want to hear. And I only have 30 minutes, like for real, right? It's not about an ABC show. It's not even a show. It's about a sharing community. So I beg you, if you're in audio rooms, stop cutting people off unless you're a host. Secondly, don't share more than 2 to 3 minutes. If you have to keep
Mhm.
coming back, go for it. What's your feeling about that, sister?
I'm right there with you because as you talk about, you see how many people are lined up. You're at the let's say you got that half hour left, and you see 5 people are waiting, plus whoever's talking. You know that list that waiting list is going to grow because people will disappear, but others will they'll hear something, they'll pop up. It's like, you got to keep it short, otherwise you hit that point, and it's so hard to have to say we're closing it down at this point. I can go to okay, everybody that's in here, you're the last person, and you only get a minute because that's all we got left. I love. I hate the interruptions. I hate the one more thing because that's the other thing. So often you get somebody and they say something, and then they've had their sometimes 3, 4, 5 minutes. You say something, make a response, let's say thank you, and it's like, oh, one more thing, and that one more thing. And I had a show that I was on. It's like always, oh, before I pass the mic to so and so, let me say it, and suddenly it's like you just sit there for 10 more minutes going,
And then we have ADHD, so we forgot what we thought about 10 seconds ago, even 5 seconds ago. I'm
I,
like, wait, what? CJ, it's your turn. I'm like,
try a
I
half
don't
a
know.
second. Try a half a second. I mean, we were doing that. We were doing something last night. You would say something. I caught a flash of something, and before I can even think to write it down, it was
Yeah,
gone
yeah,
as you were still talking. I mean, it had nothing to do with that because it all fit what we were doing. But that's what happens in the audio room,
yeah,
and that's also hard for being an introvert when you've got this audio room going. Something comes up, and that's what you're going to respond to, but nobody gets to you for another 10, 15, 20 minutes, and by that point the conversation's gone into left field, and you're like, can I really bring it back to what I was thinking, or maybe I should just shrink back to the waiting room or
Yeah,
to the listening room and
lounge. Yeah.
yeah.
For me, I bounce back from my negative thoughts at that moment is I always think, okay, when you want to bounce back is what can I control? I can't control other people. They're not mindful of what they're doing. They probably don't know the rules anyway, and they're just really excited to be on top of the stage, which I get too, which I love that they're excited. But they're not mindful. They don't know the rules of engagement. So what can I control? What I do is I don't put you all in there unless you're a co-host and I
Yeah.
know that your behavior is something predictable for me, right? Because here's the thing, I always put my sisters there because they know how I roll. 2 3 minutes, sisters, they know how I roll, right? So I put them in there because they know the rules. But in my audio room, I make it a habit where you get to share, and I will say, hey, I will bring you up. You have about 2 to 3 minutes. This is our topic. Another thing that I'm not liking is you come up there and you are totally off topic. And I'm like, okay, how can we pivot to stick to the topic? And then sometimes you just want to get it off your chest, which I also like that people are. But if we're talking about mindset and you're talking about your vacation in Timbuktu or Bali, but you're not going to like, oh, my mindset needed to reset. That's why I went to go in these places, like connect the dots. I'm rolling my eyes. I'm like, okay, where is that going? Right. And people are not telling you, but they're not going to want to invite you or pull you up or anything. Okay. And we already have LinkedIn glitches. Like, let's just be honest. I'm trying to go on people's show and I can't. Dr. Leland, you did go. I'm like, bro, here, I took a picture. I can't go in. Like, I was trying to go into Noni's show and I couldn't go in. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Right. First of all, YouTube, we hit 1,500 a couple of minutes ago. Thank you so much for being here, live stream here. But I love Noni's room, but I couldn't get in. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to keep going. Here's another thing. Don't feel pressure that you have to go on every single people's show. It's like whenever you can. I never have that expectations like you have to be there or I'm not talking. That's too kindergarten. It has to be a good flow of energy and what you can come up with, right? Another thing in bouncing back is once you reach out support and people are not reaching out back, it's okay to just keep your mind like maybe they are doing something that they couldn't do. But don't keep it into yourself so bad that to the point where you're paralyzed not to reach out anymore. I have to be honest. Susanna was feeling really low and she's like, I feel invisible. I'm like, first of all, sister, you feel invisible because you are invisible. She's like, what do you mean? Because your actions is not there. Reach out and see your vulnerability if anybody really cares. Because I guarantee you a lot of people do care about you. And so when she did post that and she got the comments, I'm like, I said so. I said so. Like, but that's one thing. Like you have to be when you have an expectation, we all do, make sure that your action is actually in that expectation zone. If you're going to expect it to rain, but it's literally 90 degrees, all of these, and there is no cloud, it's not raining. I'm just saying. Okay. So you have to set your expectations so that your outcome that you want is there. Another thing with expectations that some of our friends are having is what your perception is your reality. What the other person's perception is perspective. Do not assume that we have an issue. Do not assume that I don't like you if you don't even engage with me, right? Assumption kills friendship, opportunities, growth, alliances, collaborations. If I don't like other people, and let's say we're on a Zoom, I'm very respectful. I don't talk behind your back like that because I don't want bad energy. However, I have control over myself. I will remove myself from that situation because I don't want to engage in negative energy. You have that choice, right? It's not about weakness and I'm tough and I'm this. It doesn't matter. You can be tough. You can be the queen. You can be whatever. I don't care. What I want is happiness. I want support from my sisters, and I will give support. What I want is peace. You cannot buy happiness and peace. You cannot buy my friendship. If you messed up once, I will let it go because we're human being. You messed up twice, bye. Okay, return to sender because I am not getting wrinkles from you or anybody else. That's just not happening. Sister, how do you feel about setting small achievable goals to bounce back?
That's something that for me takes some work at, because I've always been one that kind of flows with whatever's going on. And so coming up with the goals, sometimes it's a little bit harder to figure out what should the goal be even. I mean, what's going to be a goal? And is it putting it in a post? Is it reaching out to somebody? Is it and then again, sometimes even when putting it in a post, it can, some of us are very good at, again, the mask of putting it in the post, but putting it in such a way that most people won't see it, and some people will get it. Um, so getting out of it, I've never really thought much about the goals as opposed to just taking action. And a lot of that is really more recent, and a lot of that is just because of I've finally had good experiences, and that's, I haven't thought of them as goals so much as the things I need to do now.
Yeah, I have a lot to do list for Susanna, guys. Don't give her any more. Don't give her any more. I wanna address a couple of things here. Michelle, true story. Conversations, kindness is a necessity. Also, many don't think or care the perception that their rudeness gives to others. I also wanna address Matt saying try not to hate Susanna you dislike. Oh no, Matt. When we say that word hate, we mean it. We don't mince words. There are things that we dislike just lower than hate, and we meant hate. Like, not anger. There's a difference between hate and anger. There is no anger in our hate. It just means we don't really, 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 really like you when you do that. That's what we meant by hate. We just let's define that, right? Susanna meant that, and I meant that when I say hate and not like. It's because you're taking away other people's space and other people's time, right? So I know there's no rules of engagement in audio rooms. That's why before I bring you up, I literally will tell you, you get 2 to 3 minutes. This is our topic. What comes up for you in this topic? Because I want to stay in that topic. I want to stay in the positive vibration. I want to stay in that energy driven positive vibration because we need to stay positive. Everything in our life almost always is falling apart. So let's stay positive.
Let me go
I
back to
also
that real quick,
Sure,
because the other
Matt.
thing when it comes to the hate,
Mhm.
uh, one thing I do try to make sure is that I don't use hate towards people.
Yeah.
That is something that's, number one, it's faith based. So every time I think, if I hate somebody, it's like, wait a minute, take a step back. No, I don't hate them. I may get to a point where I have to keep a distance from them. I will still love them because
Yeah. It's
we're
the
all,
actions we hate.
it's the actions, and then knowing that if they feel unsafe, if I do not feel safe with them, I will step back. But I don't want to say that I hate anybody. But there are
Yeah.
things, and it's like I know where the hate level is on everything, and there are things it's like, no, I really do hate that. And
Yeah.
if I have to go, I'm sorry, God, but He knows my heart, so
Yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to sugarcoat it either.
You're right. And thank you for delineating that assumptions. We don't hate people, we hate people's actions because we don't really know what's in your heart as people, let's be honest. You don't know what's in our hearts and we don't know what's in your hearts. But we do hate. Hate. Yes, it's strong when people take over the whole show, right? Because it's not about them. We call it the dynamic village is because we are a village. That means everybody has equal time. Everybody has equal rights to speak their mind within the topic, for sure. Michelle says it is also important to understand and respect that others can have opinions that don't align with your own personal views. This
Mhm.
does not, in capital, make the other party wrong. True, because we all have opinions and you're entitled to yours, right? And if
Exactly.
your opinion hurts mine, I have a choice to ignore it or I have a choice to take it. Listen, if it's a negative opinion, bye, return to sender. That's literally what I'll tell you, for sure. Pink hand waving, that's so funny. In the same, I try hard, very I dislike. Hate is a very strong word. It is, and I mean hate. I do hate it when people, not the person itself, but when
Mhm.
people take over shows, when they take 10 minutes to get in with the team, 2 to 3 minutes is plenty, guys. Plenty, right? And it's not about you, it's about the whole entire group and it's the whole entire community. I don't think I have anybody did that to any of my audio rooms yet where they take
No,
15 minutes to explain. I will mute you for sure. And I said,
you have
thank you
your
for your,
ways.
yeah, yeah. But I will give you expectations at the very beginning so you
Yep.
know my rules of engagement, right? Before we engage, I'm going to tell you my boundaries. These are my rules of engagement. I want your opinion. I want you to add to these things. However, there is that however. It's not a but, it is a
Exactly.
however. It's not like but, no, it's not a but, it's a however, because we're moving into this learning phase and it's okay because we don't know each other, but here's my boundaries. Right? And if you don't like that room, it's okay too. I love that opinion. You can always open your own room, but this is our room, right? So let's respect each other's boundaries for sure. Sister, let's talk about, oh, it's the end already, sheesh. Let's end this with practicing self compassion. How do you practice self compassion to bounce back when you're in depression, when you're in sadness, when you're in the negative space of your time?
The first thing I do is let the emotions flow. I mean, if I gotta cry, I gotta cry, and don't hold it back because that alone, I would rather break the dam and let it go and let all the garbage go with it. Let it's kind of like saying, let the tears be the flood waters that clean the garbage away. Then for me, it's if I'm still having issues or even not, I will I will either tell you guys what's going on, or you will figure it out based on however I respond to your texts. And then there's writing. Just being able to write and see what comes out of it. I could have
Yeah,
nothing
we have
come out of it. I never
we
know.
both do that. Susanna didn't write her chapter. She wrote her emotions in another chapter of book, and I love that. I love that. Listen,
Yeah.
this is how we do. I write poems, I write eulogies, I can write in 5 minutes, 6,000 words. Let me tell you something. That's how I do my creativeness, right? But I'm like, I'm in my feeling. I'm overly dramatic, guys. Let's just, if you don't already know that, like, Susanna's like, what's wrong? I'm dying. And she's like, what happened? I have a cough. And she's like, did you have ginger dear or tea? Like I can see it in her face. I'm like, sister, I'm so dramatic. Just let me be in my feelings. And she's like,
Well,
okay.
okay. So I can say too that I have seen you roll your eyes during an audio room because we were all together that one day.
Okay, Michelle, I wanna see, is this you? Is this me or is this Susanna? Please tell us. I seen one old recording, it was continuously interrupted and silenced. Your facial expressions were priceless. Yeah. I don't go in, even if you invite me, and but I don't feel comfortable or I don't feel seen in that space, I don't go back. I don't go back because you don't, there's a difference, guys, between disagreement and disrespect.
Yes.
Difference, big huge difference. I talked about this in my audio room before, right? Disagreement meaning we don't align our thoughts right now, and I love disagreement because we're not thinking alike and we can have different solutions. It's okay. That's what the inclusions are. The diversity comes from, the equity. I love that disagreement. But there's a threshold when you become disrespectful. When you become disrespectful, I don't allow you to disrespect me, but I will take my time and moment, because when I was young, I just like, bleh. Now that I'm a little bit on the mature side, I just watch and I will strike back. Just not at the moment, because it's not worth my time. I'll be like, not worth my time. People will be people. You're never going to change them, but you have to be true to your core and your values. You reacting to negativity is not toughness. It's not that you're being tough, that you're more assertive, that you're more dominant. It's foolish, this game. You're beyond that. Go level up. You're beyond that conversation. CJ is this and that. Thank you. CJ, you're such a B. Thank you. CJ, you're this. Thank you. Like, I'll just,
Exactly.
because you know what? That negative energy just bounce back. I'm like, oh, there's a dirt there. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to change your opinion about me. It's okay. What I want is the people who are in my boat of friendship, who wants to level up, who wants to be seen, who wants to be heard, who wants their messages out there. And I will hit 100,000, darn it, on Instagram and YouTube this year. That's my goal. Because the bigger my platform is, the bigger I can pull everybody up and their messages. If you're not invited in the live stream yet, is because my calendar is full. That's all. And if I get a Zoom with you, we have to Zoom first because I got to get that energy and synergy.
Yep.
If I see a hint of vanity, you ain't it. It's not vanity measures for us. It's moving that needle to your messages. I want to help you get your messages out there. My mission is to level up the world through education, not formal education, because it's not for everybody, but your life education. But if you're taking that life education and you're like, I'm better than this and that, no, you can't be in here. We want to do better for everybody. Remember, stop thinking it's about you.
Hmm.
Stop thinking it's about you. That's not my original thought, by the way. That's one of my person that came into my show. What my thing is, if you want to handle yourself with your brain. When you get emotional, you lose any type of any logic. Handle yourself with your brain, but when you handle other people, handle them with your heart, with
Yep.
compassion, with love, with care, right? Sister, any last minute thing that you would like to tell our people on the importance of bouncing back?
Um, when it comes bouncing back is it's hard. It can be really hard, but it's so necessary because it's not worth staying in the dark valley. Not even a little bit. And what I kind of like too, as you were talking about leveling everybody up, it's like I'm here to get them out of those boxes that they're stuck in so that you can then come in and level them up.
I am confident. And then this is my thing, guys.
Exactly.
Whew, I like karaoke. I am not the best voice. I'm just saying.
You're
But
better
like,
than you give yourself credit for.
right? Every time when people are outside, I'm like, let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. And Susanna's like, oh no, she's gonna go sing. Stop that word.
Oh, the minute, no, dear, the minute that I say let it go, and I've even stopped a couple times at let it, and then I stopped,
I'm like,
you pick up the song.
let it go. I want to be like a Disney princess singing "Let It Go." Okay, sheesh. Um,
If I'm not
no
careful,
need.
you're going to have me up there beside you. I know that.
I know it's a July Cancer thing to be dramatic. Oh yes, I know, Noni. Like, oh my god, I'm dying. What happened? I have a cough. Like, listen, I'm dramatic like that, okay? But you gotta know my heart. My heart is for you, people. I love people. I love collaboration, but I am one person, so I can collaborate like on many projects most of the time. But what I'm trying to do, and I'm dying to do, is to elevate people. But I am watching you, because when I say I'm watching you, I want to see that your message and your action aligns. A lot of people talk. They're so good at manipulating people too. They talk. But where's the action?
Right.
Nowhere. What's happening? So anyway, we love you guys. This is a TV show. They're gonna cut us off. Susanna, I love you, sister.
I
Let's
love
end
you.
this. Bye, everybody. Oh, we'll see you on Saturday for our Zoom on those who are rebel with a cause. And tomorrow, our journal for Jess is coming out. I will send you guys a QR code tonight. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.